change your mind, you're free, your soul. Feel that vibe like the summertime lightning. Living without you feels like dying. I don't wanna be alone. If you're with me, come on with me. Got the whole world singing with me. I don't wanna be alone. I know there's something to say for how this feeling will fade. Oh, how I wish it would stay until the end of my days. The lows, the highs, the way you glow. You change your mind, you're free, your soul.
You take us in.
What's going on, folks? Happy Thursday night, CBC Down and Back podcast. First Thursday of the year. If you don't know, the summer's all about Thursdays. All right, you guys, we'll tell you about Wednesdays. And when one of us makes a podium on Wednesday, we can talk about what happens on Wednesdays. But welcome into the CBC Down and Back podcast. I'm Dylan Ledbetter, co-host Bill, the Bearded Dragon Loreman. We just had a little bit of sidewalk games going on. I mean, we didn't play like a game. We were working on some stuff.
I did tally the points. I won 3 games, and then Dylan won 1.
Bill won 87-64.
And Dylan barely won that last one.
Yeah, barely squeaked it out. But tonight we'll recap some Dallas major stuff. We'll get our winner's circle knocked out.
Hoppy,
And there are no majors this weekend. So we have some topics to talk about. Addicted to Cornhole had a little bit of heat. Me and Bill really have similar opinions on what we're going to speak about. It's more about maybe how we address them or how you guys should address what's going on, and then how maybe the ACO and ACL can clean some stuff up. Right?
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I've heard.
We want to hear from the chat.
We'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah.
How about that?
Let's get the winner's circle rolling.
Yeah.
So, winner's circle, folks, is the CBC winner's circle. If you take a top 3 with CBC bags throughout the week, you get featured on the dang winner's circle. Send it to us, tag CBC, and you have a 97.4% chance of making it on.
If not the week you won, the next week.
The 2.6% is for people like Hannah Ball, Tanya Lambert, sometimes Nate Allen, right? You guys are in like the 2.6.
Right. Or if you don't hold your bags up nicely and stuff like that,
upside down,
sometimes you just ain't gonna make it.
There's about to be a cut. If you hold them upside down or sideways, you're out.
What up, DJ? What up, Rob? How y'all doing? Hoppy? It's Bill. Okay, that's the new guy. Jeez, man, killing me. There he is, right there, Mr. Rob Carper. Look who he's throwing with.
The big cat,
Dingus.
Dingus, son.
I love
getting
it.
it done with the wildfires, and Rob hasn't had those very long either, and they're already getting first place.
I am surprised though that Dingus threw those because he plays a lot slower bag.
Maybe he's changing his game.
I like it.
We know,
or he's just versatile.
We know a few people that, have been stuck in their ways on fast bags, Bill, or on slow bags. It seemed like they might be going to a faster bag in the future. Won't name any names, but...
Why is everybody welcome back, Bill? I missed 1 week. That
Bill,
was it.
The people miss you. You take it as a compliment. I would take it as a compliment.
I appreciate that, Molly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Hoppy's needling me a little bit.
Well, I mean, what does Hoppy do? Hoppy needles. That's what he does.
That's what he does. You got your roommate up here, Jamie and Mike P.
Mike P, yeah, getting it done. What are they throwing here?
Elixirs. Those are the new elixirs.
Yeah, those are the wizards, aren't they?
They're the wizard elixirs.
Right. Wizard graphic.
Yeah. Trey Matting, what up, big dog?
What up, Trey?
Keep throwing good, Trey. I've seen you, man. You're killing it. Who we got here?
This is Rob Payne on the right. On the left, Bill. Dang it, I had this guy. I put it in my brain the other day, and then I lost it. But they're throwing Preds right there. I see these Preds on the podium all the time. Somebody help me out with the name here, but
yeah, I
appreciate it. I think we've seen them on here before. I really do think we have. I liked it, Rob. Okay, 2 things here. One will start with what I like. I like that Dingus decided to throw your bags. what I don't like is that you even asked to throw his bags.
Yeah, you gotta.
All right.
You just gotta
You
debo him a
come in
little
there
bit.
forceful. You grab your bags.
That's what I
Whoever
do.
gets to the board quick enough with the bags, like that's what we're doing.
JBJ, what size are you for shirt? Let me know.
Yeah, jerseys. You guys are gonna have to wait till next season for.
Well,
jerseys.
no, we may have if you're very lucky, we may have your size in a jersey
No,
because we have a few down there still.
I know the size of JBJ. We don't have it. He's somewhere between a large and a 2 extra large. We don't have any of them.
All right, I will look through the box one more time just to check it out. If we do, I'll let you know, big dog.
You know what I would love to do, Bill? That you'd hate
What?
is a CBC World Edition jersey.
It's not gonna happen. No, it ain't gonna happen.
This right here is Jill Graybill, and I think that's Ross Moore on the left. Bill, you know Ross. You know of Ross. Good
Have I
thrower,
met Ross?
California. No.
No, okay.
No.
But
But
I love
this
it, Cali.
this is California getting done. Those are Jill's bags, man. Jill Graybill, she's been taking down some tournaments with those things.
Yeah, that's freaking
The purple
awesome.
Ronins, I love it.
Where
Love
are
to
the
see
gray
it.
bills at? I haven't even seen the gray bills. XL? Well, if we got a 2X, I'll send it.
Yeah, Graybill hit me up the other day talking about probably this picture, maybe. I don't know.
That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations, guys, taking that first place. Love it. Oh
Pedro
my gosh,
And
Pedro.
Gavin, the amigos with the Carbinos, son.
Yep. I love it, dude. Gavin, I like Gavin on the team a lot, dude. I like him a lot. He's just one of those guys, man. He shows up, throws freaking great, zero complaints, super nice.
Good vibes.
Just good vibe. Like, he's just a good guy.
Very low maintenance, I would say, with Gavin,
That's
too.
why. Gavin is the man, dude.
As a sponsor, like, we will do anything for our players, folks, and our players can vouch for us on that. Gavin is on the low maintenance side, and as a sponsor, you love to see it. You love to have him. Hey, but one
At
thing
the end of the season, let's rate our players low
No.
maintenance to high maintenance, and
Oh,
we'll put it
yeah,
up.
we should have
We
more
should just
categories.
rate it. Yes.
our players love the categories
Yeah.
of boxes we can put them in, so rating them would be perfect.
Zach Kears might have the top spot. I'm just joking, Zach. I'm joking. Jordan, what's going on? I haven't seen
Yeah,
Jamie in here
we've
yet.
been praying for Jamie.
Yeah,
You know, we
how's
did
she
hear
doing?
she had a surgery. I believe I won't get into it because I don't know for sure, so I don't want to say what happened if I don't know, right?
Yeah,
But
I don't know either. Yeah. Who knows?
I don't think it was anything crazy that you're not sharing. Like I said, I just don't want to share if I'm not 100% on something.
That's true.
But what we do know is that she is out of surgery, recovering well, right? That's what we know.
Yeah.
So praying for her all the time, praying for anybody going through anything. One thing threw me off about this picture, though, Bill, I wanted to say, is if you click on it quick enough, you're not sure if Pedro's wearing pants. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's close. It's
So,
close.
Pedro, I need you to hit some tanning, a little bit of sun, or wear a different color short. Those are the options, right?
I like it. Congrats, guys. That's what I'm
What up,
freaking
Beverly?
talking about.
Shannon.
Shannon, let's go. The Never Give Up Elixirs. Taking another first place. I think she got those in Clarksville, actually, after I smoked her in a game, 21-20. No big deal. What up,
Self-plug.
Shannon? Little self-plug there.
Yeah, and Shannon with the CBC MNC collab jersey right there. Looking good.
Appendix removal. So, Jordan, I did see a video of you and Jamie spinning around in a circle while you were holding the camera down. The appendix was still in at that point, I assume, because that would be a lot of
Yeah.
core.
So next time you do that, make sure you know that Jamie will be a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
Should be a little easier.
Yeah, nurse her to health again, okay?
Then you'll be swinging around in no time.
All right, I like it. Congratulations, Shannon. Jonathan Etheridge? Is
Yeah.
that who this? I haven't seen him in forever.
He's
Plus,
back,
he's
baby.
got a nice haircut, looking clean, dude,
He's
in
back.
the jersey and everything. I love to see you back, big dog, taking down that first place with the Carbinos. It's freaking awesome. Got you next time. All right, next one here. There she is, right there. Jordan Kirk and Jamie
J
Smith.
squared,
Yeah, J squared.
as they say. Yeah, getting it done. Is that tier 3? Tier 2? I don't want to disrespect.
First place.
Can you read it? Tier 4.
Tier
okay.
4.
Okay.
Tier 4,
Tier
first
4
place.
doubles champions.
I wish I had a piece of wood. I need to freaking start playing. We should have played. We might have been able to get the wood.
We could play Branson.
Okay. All right. We might do that.
The problem is we
Congratulations.
got to broadcast doubles, but yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Dude,
Go ahead.
ACL
Congratulations.
blind draw. Me and David Cook, son.
Wait, you played in an ACL blind draw
Yeah.
and you threw CBCs?
Will not confirm or deny.
Okay.
I did, yeah. I mean, I think that in the local blind draw thing with ACL,
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. I don't even like. Where do blind draw points go for the ACL? Like, can you earn an award of any sorts?
I don't know.
Like in the ACO, there's the blind draw player of the year, right? You get a jersey,
Yeah, but you also have Monster Cornhole now.
right? But with the ACL, I have no idea. But me and David, we lost a game. No, we were in the king seat, but lost game 1. Of this dude was throwing gas against me. This guy Brandon Smith,
Yeah.
stud. I
How
mean,
many were in it?
I think it was 14 teams.
Yeah, it's not
Something
bad.
like that.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. I threw good though. I threw good. David threw good. We picked each other up when we needed to. Got it done.
We should have put your round in here.
Oh yeah.
The airman,
Nasty.
the airman
The
one,
4-for-1?
4-for-1, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations still on taking that first place, and your partner David out there, wherever you are, brother. Congrats.
Choa Lee and Lewis Clemmer, son.
What are they throwing? Carbons.
Carbons, yeah.
Oh,
Choa,
man.
these are her favorite, man. I talked
Yeah.
to Sin sometimes since we talk a little bit about
Oh,
his
that's
Phoenixes.
good. Yeah.
And Choa's Carbons, they each have their bags that they call the money makers, right? Sin's got his Phoenixes. Choa's got her Carbons. They're the money makers, man. This is
love
what
it.
they throw. And when they throw, they make money, son.
I love it. They
Yeah.
got photobombed by 2 people in the back there, too.
Mm.
Congrats. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Keep killing it. Gibby!
Give
With
dog.
the green crazy face wildfires,
I
man.
love that look.
Yeah, I can't believe he made a switch from elixirs to wildfires. He's throwing a little bit faster of a bag now.
When the boards are tacky, I think that's what he said. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's clean.
He's in the MNC CBC collab too, looking freaking studly.
Rob Carper got a plaque for his blind draw. Did you get one?
No,
No? Well,
no
that's
plaques.
what it is. Congrats, Gibby.
Bill Jackson and
Jackson.
Kalen getting
Yeah.
it done with the Preds down there in Gibby land. Let's go. folks.
Congrats, guys.
Good job.
First
I
place.
feel like Bill's on here every week, man.
Yeah, Bill, he's on here a lot. I wasn't here last week, though, so Bill was not here.
But Bill Jackson might have been here.
Yeah. Yeah, Scotty
Yeah.
Ball, Jarrett Scott taking a first place
I like
in
this
doubles.
team.
I like that team also. Jarrett Scott's throwing really, really good this year.
Yeah, really good. He's gonna make pro. I think great chance at Corny 40 this year. I mean, he's made pro I think 2 years in a row, but I think he's got a good shot at Corny 40, possibly top 20 finish.
Yeah.
With another big. I think Jared needs to get a top 8, which I'd love to see him in that top 8 and kind of make a run. You know, I like Jared a lot. Aggressive player too. Smart player. Takes his time. Right. Good player.
Throws back low and super hard.
Very
lot
hard.
of spin.
Lot of spin.
Lot of spin. Congrats, guys. Oh, man.
Jen de
Wait.
Pascal.
Yeah, this is New York.
Naka.
And NACA CBC bags. Look at that,
And
guys.
those must be
NACA.
Surges or Phoenixes.
I love it. Yeah, I have no idea.
Or Magnums.
Or Magnums, yeah.
Yeah. Could be.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, they're Surges. I see the back. Yeah, Surges. Very nice. Congrats. That's what I'm talking about. Freaking NACA bags on the podium, dude.
That away, Beverly. Beverly, if you won with CBC bags, send us a photo. You'll be on next week.
Yeah, send us a photo. We're going to get you on there.
If
next
you
week.
threw
Definitely send it.
CBC bags, Beverly.
Yep. Look at this, man. My dude, Aaron Lambert. He's
Aaron
growing
Lambert
that
getting
thing a
done.
little bit wider now, though.
Yeah, it is.
It
wider.
used to get a little, he was a
It
little
was
skinny
like
guy.
a single track. It's kind of turned into like a bike trail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like a 2-lane highway to a 4-lane.
It's
Yeah,
huge.
something like that.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. Congrats, guys. That's what I'm talking
It's
about,
huge,
throwing
yeah.
the Phoenixes.
It looks like about the size of maybe a hamster's tail or guinea pig.
Beaver tail.
No, not that big yet. I mean, that's what you got going on. You have the beaver tail.
Congrats, Aaron. I'll tell you about the beard oil later.
DPJ, what up, brother?
Let's go, David. How you
dude.
doing, man?
Gray Bill. I don't know.
Dylan, who's the dude? Well,
Gray Bill, it's
one
so
week.
funny.
Dude, you guys.
You're like the fourth person to ask who this guy is. I don't blame you. You know?
I'm not gonna be here next week. I'm just letting y'all know that now.
Are you? I don't know. I don't know what he'll do.
Oh man, I can't wait to stream alone now. Oh my god.
Shannon and RBJ here. Let's go.
I thought Zach was making a little joke about the ranking system that we talked earlier because I saw
He didn't
maintenance
hear
in
it,
it.
yeah.
No, he didn't hear it. Let's go. What
He's
up,
gonna
Zach?
have to rewind and watch it later.
Yeah,
Shannon and
Shannon.
RBJ getting
Yep.
it done. Rich Jones with the never give up bags, man. The elixirs, I like it.
Very
Stud.
nice.
So it.
Congrats, second place. Next here.
This is Brandon Smith and Treston. They took second place, and that is with that's the team that beat me one game, and then I beat them second game.
Are those the prototype envies?
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty good.
This is actually right now a soft launch of the name of the new bag.
I know.
Nobody knew until
Nobody
right
knew
now.
what it is. The new bag name is Envy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, no way. I can't believe they threw
So
prototypes.
ACL local regional, CBC took first and second. Just saying.
You didn't sell those bags, did you?
Yeah, I did. Not there, but I did. I promised them to a guy that I work with. I told you.
Oh,
that.
okay, okay.
I told you that.
They're nice. They're very nice. All right, sweet. Next here, we got Sid Lee, and I don't know whose partner.
I don't know his partner either, but he's like, I had to go with the Ronins this time. That's what he told me. He said the boards were a little faster. His partner liked them, something like that.
Congrats, Sid. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Second place.
Sid's the man.
Who we got?
Nick Utley on the right, and partner is Sean Kane. He's kind of got the 6-lane highway there.
Dude, that's old surges too.
This is whoa. This is goatee squared. This team's double goateed up.
I like it.
Yeah.
Congrats, fellas, taking down that
those are
OG surges.
For real.
Clean. Jamie again and Mike P. You guys played together twice this last week. Are those the elixirs? Yeah, they are the elixirs also, or you sent the pictures twice. But that's no,
that's
first place and second place.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome. Congratulations, guys. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Tanya Lambert getting it done in women's. She made it. If you know, you know.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, Tanya.
What up,
Freaking
Trey?
second place.
What up, Flynn?
Phoenixes. Love it.
Oh, Zach said, I heard it. Yeah, he's pissed.
Dude, Aaron's here again? No, Zach, you did. Zach, it was just a joke, man.
Aaron got some wood.
Zach, give me a call sometime, man. Let's talk. Let's chat, dude. I like you.
Bill's
Zach.
not a texter, Zach. You got to call.
Yeah. Look, when you communicate, over the phone, it's a richer medium than text, right? Text, yeah, you can type things. Some people take it the wrong way. I absolutely hate texting people, especially when it's on a subject of I don't know, something that could go bad or go
just
positive.
Anything where there's going to be a back and forth. It's definitely much easier to call.
If it's not an announcement, I don't like to text. It's just weird. It's just weird. All right, congrats, Aaron, taking the third place and getting the piece of wood freaking clean. Dude, what
Rob
is
Payne
this
and Sean
again?
Payne, son.
Let's go.
Give me land, tearing it up. Ronins this time. Come on, son.
Congrats, fellas. That's what I'm talking about.
Kim Jackson, another women's championship. I believe that's 11 women's championships for her this season.
That's crazy.
And I believe she's went to 17 majors, and in the women's division, she's been in, I think, 15 of the championship games. So first or second, it's either 14 or 15 of the 17 majors she's been to.
Kim shows up.
Talk about consistency. That is crazy. Like I said, I want to know the stats in the ACO of the most major championships in a season and know where she lays, in that.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's at 27 from the post I made last week.
Yeah, 27 different.
27 which obviously there's an advantage to being a woman because you get the women's division. So you take that out.
The only disadvantage is you and me.
Right.
Because there is no men's division.
Right. But we do have an opportunity to play co-ed, right? Like I said.
Yeah, but juniors and seniors, right? We're excluded from both of those. So everybody has one more opportunity to be able to get.
Well, if you're a junior, senior. Yeah, we went over this. Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
So there needs to be some other division or some other tournament going on for people like us.
Yep.
All right. Congrats,
Is that it?
Kim. That's what I'm freaking talking about. That's all, folks. See you next time. Stream is over. Y'all have a good night.
No, it's not. No, it's not, folks. Here we go. Let's get the point chart rolling, and we'll recap Dallas, and then we're going to get into the spicy stuff.
Sounds good. Here we go. I don't even think we have to go through this, do we?
CBC Family Picks point chart. Every week we make picks for each
Yes,
division, usually against a guest or against each other. This last week, Bill was MIA. There was no guest, so I let the chat pick. That was kind of on the fly. The chat got the pick.
Everybody knows I wasn't here, okay?
Folks, Bill was not here last week.
Ridiculous.
Are you going to talk about where you were?
Where was I? I don't even remember.
You should actually forget about it. Really, that's actually a good call on your part. But anyways, when we make picks...
It was Thursday? Yeah.
It was Wednesday.
I took third place at a tournament.
Third place out there. I've never taken third place out there in my life.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about this off screen.
Oh, man. Anyways, you get points based off of where you place against whoever we're playing against. First place, 10 points, second place, 9 points, third place, 8 points, fourth place, 7 points, fifth place, 5 points, 7 points, 3 points, ninth place, 1 point. After that, you get no points. That's it. I rattled that one.
We're there. How did the chat do? Did they beat you?
Terrible. No. They did absolutely garbage.
Chat, how could you pick the Slim Reapers? I'm joking. I would have picked them too. I cannot believe.
Tier 2 for the Slim Reapers. And this begs the question. Let's talk about it in Family Feud, but I want to get your brain moving on what this means for power rankings. Pool play too. Good. I mean, sure.
Yeah, I mean, pool play, they didn't make it out of pool play. So pool play, like, there's a massive advantage to being a pro. Massive advantage, not having to go through pool play. If this is what it could be.
It mattered.
This is the number 2 team in the world today.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. That I know.
I don't think so either. I mean, sometimes
we're not even 2 doubles yet.
Okay, my bad. Let's go with women's here. Kim Jackson taking out the first place.
Josephina second place, and shout out Jordan Kirk on the third place podium finish.
Jordan,
she's got quite a few this year, man. She is tearing it up.
Jordan throws.
The chat picked Lisa Hill. She took a respectable 5th in this field. I love Lisa.
Love the pick.
I hope Lisa gets her women's championship, man. I really hope she does.
Yeah, I love the pick.
Seniors, I picked Scott Beck. He took the win. That's my guy. Scott Beck's the man. Either former or current police officer. I freaking like that guy.
Yeah,
he's a good dude. Good thrower. The chat picked Art Brown. Respectable pick. Art takes 3rd. Second place, Mike Walters. Juniors, there was only 2 signed up, so we forego juniors. I believe Kanan Culberson won juniors, though. Kanan and Carson Morris took 2nd. I mean, it was stacked for the 3 players that were there.
Carson is now ranked number 2 in juniors.
Oh, is he?
Chase Hollis, then Karsten.
Wow. He's up there, huh?
Yeah, he is. Then Bryce, then Sammy, and then Logan Collins. Just if anybody wanted to know that.
Bill knows. You guys know if you watch the intro. Bill, I took your pick for co-ed. Turned out well for me.
Why? You're not allowed to do that.
Why? And
that's my pick. That's my team.
You weren't here.
I know, but the chat knows.
And Brandon and Lisa max out in co-ed. And they now are, I believe, the 3rd team to be maxed out in co-ed. Maybe 2nd team. I know Kim and Chad are maxed out. That's all I know. Chad and Kim takes 2nd place. And then Russell and Josephina take 3rd. As for doubles, where am I here, Bill? Trying to find it. Kevin Mesa and Terry Sweeney. I don't know if it's Sweeney or Swiney. They take it down. And I like that. I like those guys. I think that's Terry's 2nd major win. I don't know if his first one was with Kevin or not. Might have been with somebody else. Might have been like Zach Harris or something.
There weren't any fights there or anything, right?
I don't know. Talk to Kevin. You know.
All right, just making sure. No, that's good. Congratulations, Kevin.
Wait, what is this? This is the wrong one. This is in December, Bill. Dude, this is the problem with having
I can't believe
2 majors in Dallas.
2 majors in the same place. Yeah. It is tough.
I found it now. My bad. Grant Upchurch and Terry Swiney. That's why I thought there was 2. Terry still won, so I was still 50% correct with the wrong tournament. That's how good Terry is at doubles.
Yeah, Terry's good. Grant Upchurch's been throwing great.
Grant Upchurch has been crazy good.
Yeah.
Crazy good.
Grant, you're the freaking man, dude.
Yeah.
I love your throw, too. I watched you on video when you won singles last week.
A couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago, anyway.
Yeah.
Great throw, dude. Looking good.
Yeah. My pick, Josh and Kanan, take 2nd place. I mean, that's not surprising to anybody. Josh and Kanan studs. Kaz Barkley and Byron Sisson take 3rd. The chat's pick, the Slim Reapers, take 2nd place. Let me look. 2nd place in Tier 2, which I do want to give the Slim Reapers a shout out for playing Tier 2. A lot of these teams can have an attitude about not making the main bracket and kind of forfeit the rest of the tournament.
When you're the number 2 team in the world, right, you have every excuse to not try in another tier. You have every excuse to not do that. Because it's like, well, they only get more points if they win. You know what I mean? Like that is legitimately it. So going to Tier 2, it's great that they go in there and they do play it out, which is freaking awesome.
Jaden Gamlin and Devin Holloway won Tier 2. 3rd place, Brandon Lacewell and Lisa Hill. I mean, this was a stacked Tier 2. I mean, that's crazy.
Are we giving out a shirt or something today? A lot of people are joining. Beverly just hit the join. I know Ed's been hitting the join.
No, we're not giving away anything.
Okay.
The chat had to... Okay. I told them last week. If you guys beat me in this right here...
Oh, you had
we would do a giveaway. That's what I told them. They didn't win.
I like that.
I can't reward them because then I would be a liar. Right?
You're absolutely right.
And I can't be a liar.
I like it.
Can't do it. All right? So, that's that. That was doubles. Singles. Who was the champion for singles, Bill? Do you remember? You know this.
Kanan Culberson.
Yes. Kanan got it done. Got his first singles championship. Absolute monster.
Now, if I were to look at the field, I would have probably picked Kanan Culberson to win.
You might have.
I don't think I
liked my Zach Dawson pick.
think
I
would
really
pick him.
did.
I don't know. Guys, this is a big opportunity to be able to beat Dylan. I think I would have picked Kanan.
Also, Grant Upchurch takes second. Nobody chooses
Or
Grant
I would have
Upchurch.
picked Grant because he's on a
Not
hot streak.
even as a
Either
passion
one, I
pick.
probably would have picked Grant prior to Kanan on that
The
one.
problem with Grant is he was in pools, right? So I don't think I looked at pools. I don't think the chat looked at pools.
That's it.
Until we
yeah.
got to passion, right? And then I already picked Karsten, and the chat was like Grant Upchurch, and the chat had already picked Colby. The chat wasn't going back because I said whatever you pick first, what you get, right? That's what they got here. So, but me, like I could have switched from Karsten to Grant, and I was like, nah, that'd be wrong, right? That'd be wrong for me to be like, oh no, like somebody found Grant, I should pick Grant now.
Yeah, no, especially when there's like prizes on the line, you can't be shady about it, you know.
Right,
what I mean?
right. And nobody did well in singles. Craig Urban, shout out, 9th place. Second place, Grant Upchurch. 3rd place, Josh Holland. So
Josh was there and nobody picks Josh.
Josh is kind of streaky, but he's very good.
Yeah, he's the best ever.
Well, the best ever.
All right. I like it. Looks like a great major. I got to watch a lot of it online. I talked to the guys down there, Big D. They were doing the live stream. Thank you very much for doing the live stream down there, Big D.
John's the man.
Was able to talk to Reef a little bit. I think when he comes out of retirement, he said he was going to be throwing CBC. Sorry about that, John. It is what it is, man.
I like Reef. I like John.
Yeah, I know. We're just joking. All right, we ready to roll?
Yeah, let's get some family. If you folks get the shares out there, share it to your local cornhole pages because we want to have a conversation with y'all about what you think. We like to, like, no matter what we're talking about, Family Feud, we like it to be as interactive as possible. Bill and I usually have discussed these things together on multiple occasions on the shop.
We should honestly call this shop talk.
It could be
instead of Family Feud.
Like, it could be. We could have another podcast that's just what we talk about in the shop every day. Like,
He's been pissing me off in the shop lately, though, so maybe we don't call it shop talk.
I mean, it's all right to be fired up. You got to practice.
I'm just joking. You haven't been making me mad. Yeah, look, the burdens that I carry on the inside with stoicism is completely different than being.
Well, I also have burdens. Are your burdens more than mine?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, really? Yeah. You know this?
Yeah, 100%.
And you can prove this.
I can't.
Okay,
I can't
good.
because. Okay, all right. Let's get into a Family Feud. Here we go. All right. What's the first topic, Dylan? Do we got to pull it up? Are we doing something special?
Pull what up?
Didn't you want to pull some chats up and stuff like that?
Oh, I could have, yeah. What did you just do?
I saved, I locked
in. Yeah, so
in.
there's a few things. I'd like to just go to, like, our page and see, because I did list a couple things there. One of them was Where's Bill Been? So that's not really a big deal.
Okay.
But another one was obviously the ACL pros playing in, really, I mean, starter events, tournaments before the ACO major, and then also tournaments during the ACO major, right? So that was something that was new that we hadn't seen before. And then
let's
the
talk about
ACO
that
world
first.
schedule.
Okay, we'll talk about the ACL pros playing at ACO, either blind draws, regionals, this and that, whatever it is. Let's take that first.
Okay.
Folks, first, please, if you're in here and you're watching, tell me, somebody, at least one person, tell me, what do you think about that? What do you think about an ACL pro playing in, any ACL pro playing in ACO regionals, blind draws, majors, whatever it may be? Is that okay or not okay?
So,
tell me what you think.
And to lay some groundwork for at least the ACO blind draw that I want to say that some people aren't aware of is you don't currently need an ACO membership to play in the big blind draw at the major.
Right.
It's an ACO sanctioned, my question would be, is it still an ACO sanctioned event, Bill?
Yes.
If you don't, what makes it sanctioned? What does the word sanctioned mean?
Okay. Number one, you play by the rules of
That
that
organization.
governing body.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Number two, there are prizes at the end of the year if you're blind draw Jesus.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're in a ranking system, in a completely different ranking system.
You can earn points.
Now, what if ACL, those people played monster cornhole?
I think it's good to go, right?
It is good to go because it's not in any contract or anything like that. Although you could still consider that a different ranking system. So I'm getting this for a future point. I really want somebody to tell me in chat what they think of this prior to me getting to that future point, though.
Right, because there was also a tournament the day before the ACO major started, right? That was a non-sanctioned singles tournament, right? And some people were confused that the conversation that was on Addicted to Cornhole had to do with that. And I don't think that there was any confusion on our side with that. It's like, oh, this was non-sanctioned, totally different thing. Even if you're following ACO rules and guidelines, there wasn't ACO certified officials like running the tournament, and there's no ACO points. Is points the determining factor, you think, here, Bill? Like, what do you think is the thing that makes it to where ACO differs ACL? Like, what are we...
You play by ACO rules. You have to throw ACO bags. You have to because it is an ACO sanctioned event. Those are two things, right?
So
those are probably the major things. And then Zach says the last thing right here, which is you have standings for blind draw in the ACO.
But if
that
you don't have a membership, do you get those standings? Because I don't believe you can't earn those points if you don't have a membership.
Really? Mm-hmm. And you're okay. All right.
You can earn monster cornhole points, but you cannot earn ACO blind draw points.
But it's okay. All right. Well, then that changes it a little bit because the standings is something important. If I go, so you're telling me if I go into ACO right now and look that up, I will not see a couple names in there.
Well, no, you will if they bought a membership. Which I mean, the person or people we're talking about like we know. They have purchased a membership, at least one individual. Like I said, and the reason we don't call people out by names is like we're not trying to out anybody. All we're trying to do is have a conversation about what's hot, right? Like that's the whole point of the Family Feud.
So maybe it's okay right now to state my position on something like this because we're already in the nuanced weeds about like what makes it an ACO sanctioned event and is it okay and this and that prior to even giving my thoughts.
Yeah.
My thoughts. If you want to play freaking cornhole, go play cornhole. I don't care. You show up to an ACO, there is no rule in the ACO that says other leagues can't play here.
Right.
Show up, play, have fun, whoop some butt, rank up. I don't care. Now, if you're in a contract with another league, that's something that you got to deal with on your own. You know, like, and that's on you. I don't care though. Show up and freaking play. Have fun. That's all I care about. There is no rule in the ACO that says if you play in other leagues, you cannot play in the ACO, which I love.
100%. And I love that.
Those are my thoughts on it.
It's a huge perk of being an ACO player, right? Is that you can play whatever you want, whenever you want, no matter what, right? Besides, you can't play. The ACL are the people that have restricted a lot of things of what you can and can't do. Like you have to be an elite or pro player, you have to sign a contract, you have to make a deposit, I guess you would say, to pay. You have to pay to sign a contract, which seems very strange to me, right? It does.
Doc fees.
Yeah, doc fees. And just
hey, we're going to be doing that next year for our sponsored pros.
Yeah, there we are.
Yeah, get ready. $50 doc fee.
You can't throw any other bags at all, ever.
No, there's a doc fee, though. You got to pay us to even have me
even
type it up and send it to
you. Because that's where the limiting is happening. Like I said, we are fans of what said player is doing, right? Because to me, it's like a vigilante thing. Like I'm going against the system, right? It's like I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm a grown adult. And if I want to throw cornhole bags at this tournament that, you know, let's say my girlfriend's playing at, my son's playing at, my buddy's playing at, I'm just going to go play. If they void my contract and I'm done, then it is what it is. But that's a risk I'm willing to take. And I like that mindset. The only thing that I don't like about it is it's a little bit hypocritical if you decided to sign the contract to start with, right? Because essentially, if you signed the contract every single player that's played ACO and ACL and is aware of cornhole rules knows that it is, in my opinion, disrespectful to the ACO to sign that contract. Because you cannot play ACO.
This is gonna quickly shift into a conversation that specifically kind of hates on the ACL for this point right here. And it's gonna shift to that because again, I don't care if you're an ACL pro and you want to play in the ACO, play in the freaking ACO. If your contract says something against that and you still make that decision, it doesn't matter to me. Like I don't care. Still play. It is what it is. Now, if you're worried about that because somebody's gonna catch you and it's gonna get on addicted to cornhole, it's gonna do whatever, then you make your own decision. But if you make that decision to jump over, okay, cool. So that really leaves the only part of the conversation is why the hell does the ACL do this anyway?
Right. And I think they're going to get away from it. I really do eventually because I think
dragging. Next year they're going to get away from it.
Yeah, I do too. Because I mean, and I've heard that from somebody that's close to some ACL pros, and supposedly heard that they're going to lift that ban on playing in other organizations. That's all hearsay, right? I have no idea if that's true or not. But I do think it is dragging a ton of players out of the ACL, right? That like. I don't want to go pay $500.
We know people that live in areas that ACL is not dominant in that area, and they went to Worlds for ACL. They made it through the gauntlet and got their pro contract.
Right.
Where else do they play?
Well, they had the opportunity to take the contract or not, right? Because we saw, I mean, there's two examples.
No, I know. There's people that didn't, but where else? So they decided to take the contract.
Right.
Where else do they play?
Well, I mean, you're right, though, because that's where it's tough, right? If you don't have stuff
You're
already
just supposed to sit on the sidelines all day.
Well, that's the choice you make when you sign the contract. You know it coming in, right? I mean, but you can become a director is an option, right? Like you could legitimately, I'm a pro. Yeah. I'm also now going to run tournaments here because I want tournaments close to me, right? Because we saw this happen with, there's two players, like, I mean, one of them is Tyler Goodwin, Amish, right? He has no ACL in his area, right? Same with, like, Jonathan Etheridge. Like, he doesn't have a lot of... It's something he struggled with when he was a pro in the ACL. And then you have the two other... Those guys took the contracts, right? And they're like, okay, well, I'm going to figure this out as I go, right? And then you had people like Braden Easterling and Devin Thompson, right? Beaver, who also could have taken ACL contracts. And a big determining factor for Braden, I spoke to him, on my own, is that there was nowhere close to play. And he didn't want to have to travel X amount of hours just to get the tournaments in. He's like, I got all this ACO stuff right here close to me, right? And that's the problem with limiting the players, And like I said, in this instance, we are hearing a rumor of somebody in the ACL is allowing a player to play in ACO regionals. There's no confirmation of that. And if that conversation happened, I would think that it probably happened in person or over the phone where it's slightly undetectable, right? Because I don't think that you're going to have somebody sign a contract and then you're going to be like, oh, yeah, but because of these circumstances, you do what you want.
Okay, I want to make this clear that we are speculating here. While we have no proof that this conversation ever happened, it may have happened. Right. we have no idea in that whatsoever, but we did notice on Addicted to Cornhole a couple other things that people came up and they started saying, hey, is this allowed? And then everyone's like, well, I know ACO pros that are playing in ACO events currently. Mm-hmm. And they say that they're okay doing that. You even got called a keyboard warrior or something by somebody.
Yeah, I did. And that's because, like I said, there is somebody that's playing in ACO regionals. I have no problem with it. I've spoke to the person, well, not spoke to him in person, but I've had conversations with the person about it, right? And like, hey, I like what you're doing. You know what I mean? What I don't like is that it seems like it's being hidden and something like, so, like there's that feeling, right? Where like, oh, like you don't take podium pictures, right? Or names are blacked out in standings, like stuff like that is to me red flags, and why are we having, if it's supposedly okay, why are we trying to, kind of masquerade what's going on? Well, because that's where my problem is.
And it may be because if you let one person do it, everybody's going to want to do it.
Right, which we get back to, you should never let if there's something these players are signing, there's 256 players signing these contracts, you should not allow anybody.
No special cases.
Right, because then now you're in this situation, right? And I do think this is actually, this whole conversation and it blowing up on Addicted to Cornhole, and if it blows up even more, is going to be good for the ACL, because it's going to give them the scapegoat of like, oh, hey, we need to get out of this. We need to stop doing this. Like, it gives them the scapegoat. What do you got here?
I don't know. I want to pull it up because Zach said Bill in it, and nobody's talking to you. They're all talking to me, and I love that. So Zach says, high maintenance of the ACL to tell pros they can't play in the ACO, yet don't guarantee their players absolutely anything. Huh, Bill? All right. My issue with them saying that they can't play in the ACL while they're playing in the ACL is that they still play TCL, they play every other freaking cornhole event that they possibly can, right? They still do. You're allowed to do that. We've seen numerous TCL players play ACO and then go back for their SIGs and then go back. We've seen this all. So why is it targeting specifically the ACO? Why is it targeting? And that's my biggest issue with it, is that, like, to me, it's obvious, right? They're targeting freaking the ACO because a lot of the players that they have came from the ACO. Right? At the very beginning, I believe ACL started somewhere around 2013.
I think 2016, to be honest, 2014.
Okay. I thought it was 2013. Somewhere around there, and players started switching over.
2016.
Then he's like, well, hey, if you're coming over here, I don't want you to go back, right? And so he started making them sign this, but there's leagues showing up everywhere, and where do you draw the line at that? Like, honestly, the TCL is massive. How come there's not a line drawn in the sand against the TCL and the ACL?
Well, I do believe the reason there's a line for that is because the TCL is so regionalized, right? Like, it's not a nationwide league. Because what I would like to see, and I probably could have asked somebody for this.
Thanks, Michael.
Is what the contract says, right? Because what does it say? Does it say you can't compete
we haven't read
in
one.
any
We haven't
other...
read one. This is what we know is that you cannot play specifically in the ACO. Yeah. But from what we have seen, what we have witnessed, you're still allowed to play in the TCL because some of these players still have played in the TCL while they were playing in the ACL. And that's why we believe that all leagues, I'm not going to say aren't created equal, but aren't treated the same by this contract.
All cornhole matters,
Yeah. That's what's odd to me. It's just very, very odd that it's targeting one specific organization over everything else.
Yeah, I mean, we can, Justin Duke.
What is it?
Been an ACL pro for 2 years and I haven't read
it. Hey, send over your contract, dude. I'll read it. I'll read it for you. And you know what I mean? I'll read it for you. I'll freaking put it on the podcast and everything. Justin, don't worry. I'll redact your name on everything. They will not know who gave it to us.
Grave the Last of TCL has TCL pros. They're split up in different rankings. It's like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. It's different, but they don't have, that I know of, they don't have contracted pros, right? I mean, the ACL is the only one that has it. And I remember when I went on the Big Ass podcast and they said something about, like, because I said ACO pros, and they're like, oh, well, what makes them a pro if they don't have a contract? And it's like, well, there's a lot of things that make them a pro. They've earned points. They're in a ranking system,
right.
Like that. Right. They get a jersey, right? All these things identify ACO pros as pros. And contracts, I think that they're meant for certain things, like big name sports, right? It has to happen, contracts and legal bindings and stuff like that.
I hate comparing.
No, those, and that's what I was going to get to.
Cornhole to big name
right? Because let's look at something like poker or bowling or
poker's massive. Poker is a big name sport.
Or darts or right, because this is what cornhole is folks, when we think that cornhole is going to be like baseball, please stop. Like, please stop.
Well, someday you don't know.
Never.
You don't know.
It is a bar game, and it'll be just like the rest of the bar games. Just like bowling, just like darts, just like billiards.
I don't want to compare it to other sports. I don't want to compare it to other sports.
That's what it's more like, though.
A lot of people always try to compare, well, football, you're not allowed to play in this league if you're playing in that league. So the ACL, and then that's the route that somebody takes to justify that you're not allowed to play in any league that you want. And again, to Zach's point up here, just to nullify that comment, is they don't guarantee their players absolutely anything. And the ACL doesn't guarantee their players like they get a free tournament or something, just like the ACO gets, or they get to play in higher paid tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is legitimately the only guarantee, right?
Yeah. No, it is.
So that's where it's just, you can't even compare it to like huge name sports and stuff like that. You cannot do it whatsoever.
No, it's terrible to compare like that.
Now, there is something. So you're talking about huge name sports and stuff. We went to NHRA drag racing.
Yeah.
Right? We went there. We were looking, maybe set up a booth and stuff like that, because everybody at NHRA plays cornhole. It's freaking awesome time. If nobody's ever been there, if you have been there, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
They were whining and dining us.
But the drivers there, I got to talk to one of the drivers. So I'm like, hey, how much do you win when you win? I actually got to talk to, I think, 8-time world champion.
Yeah, Tony.
Right? Tony Shoemaker. Yeah, Shoemaker.
Yeah.
Got to talk to him for a little while, and he's like, actually, we don't win too much when we win. And the sponsor, I believe some of the sponsors may take a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Right? So they win like maybe 30,000 or something like that. And I know in cornhole, like, hey, you win 30,000, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But these guys, they don't win all the freaking time. And it's a very rare that they get to a place and actually win something like that. So I'm like, this car that they have is $1.5 million. Where do you guys make the money to be able to do this? And they say it's a spectator sport where they have so many sponsors, because any weekend you have 50,000 people showing up in this crazy stadium to watch it.
Right.
If cornhole were ever to be a spectator sport, which is something that they should transition to,
No,
then
they try.
people are good.
They try.
Well, that's what NACA's doing. Right, they're trying to make
Yeah.
it a spectator sport,
Yeah.
and that is a situation to where in a contract you can guarantee things because you'll have crazy sponsorship money for that.
Right.
So that it's interesting. Anyway, it's a better route to go than to compare it to football.
Yeah.
Like, it's a way better route to go.
Nigel, what's up, brother? Good to see you in here. Nigel Walton, man, from
Nigel, what
New
up?
Zealand.
Yeah, it's good
My
to see you,
guy.
big dog. Good to see you.
So let's so Curtis Amos says, if I was the ACL, if I wanted to be a premium cornhole organization, I'd want my players to try and dominate the ACO and the other leagues to show dominance. Why limit the potential? I mean, I get that. Yeah, I mean,
get it too. Yeah,
they're trying to hold on to it. Like, they want autonomy of cornhole, right? Like, they want to be the only
honestly.
thing.
This is my thoughts on that exactly, Curtis. I would like Worlds to happen for ACO, Worlds to happen for ACL, and then when we go to
Punta Gorda?
No, the corn place.
Field of Dreams?
Field of Dreams. Yeah. When we go to Field of Dreams, that should be the top 5 in the ACL, top 5 in the ACO every year, and they should battle it out.
Well, and what would be great about that too is you can charge whatever you charge or not. But you have the ACO payout and have the ACL match it. Like, let's make it big, right?
Tell me it's not a spectator sport, right? If you have Worlds ACO, and let's say we have as many pros as ACL does, let's say they paid out the exact same, let's say they had just that talent too, ACL had the same exact talent, and then after Worlds of each, we went there and battled it out. Top 5 in every division.
Your
or something like
viewership
that.
online would be spectacular.
Insane.
Sport-ish, yeah.
Insane.
And if you did pay-per-view for it, or you did something like that, you could
no.
make money.
Stop talking about it. No. We'll make money off ads running it. No, but that would be insane. That is going to turn
legit.
something like this into a spectator sport. Now, the ACO needs to get online with some of the payouts and stuff like that. Although with the payouts, if you have to pay a $500 membership just to be elite or a pro, and the ACO is $50 across the board, which I love. That's why I'm part of the ACO for something like that.
Yeah.
The payouts can't be as great, you know what I mean, or go as deep if you're paying freaking $500 just to have a membership. That's not tournament fees.
Yeah.
So there's a whole crazy.
No,
thing.
I agree.
But
Let me read Justin's comment. Here's my take and my own opinion. Do I believe you should play whatever? Yeah, for sure. But the ACL has a contract, and if you become a pro, you know up front you're not allowed to play ACO. TCL has a fee for pros to play. So that's new information, right?
Well, TCL's making money. That's not the ACL restricting them.
TCL has a fee for, I'm guessing, ACL pros to play.
Well, he said pros, so I would guess ACL or ACO pros to play in
Oh,
the
it could
TCL.
be. Yeah.
So-
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that, right?
Yeah.
And then he's saying right here that it's $850.
And that's interesting too if you say that, because if the ACO has a fee, or excuse me, if the TCL has a fee on ACO pros, and I don't know if any of this is true, but if they do, because you only said pros there, that may be why a lot of people in Texas, other than a select few, don't show up, because Texas should be huge.
Yeah, it's just a few of
the
them.
majors should be massive there, and they're not right now. I mean, it's only been, this is the second year that we've been there, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then Justin Duke said next year ACL is supposed to pay their pros, but they're only keeping 100 pros. Right. So
Yeah,
I mean,
you
that's,
got to reduce it. You got to reduce it. You're still going to take $500 for a membership, which is insane. Insane. $500 to be able to play.
I mean, it's already, the thing with the ACL is it's already been hard to make the top 256, right? Like, I mean, it's a battle to make it, either points wise or at the gauntlet, right? And so now you're limiting to 100. I just wonder how many players the ACO gets on this, because we're already growing with ACL players. I mean, we're seeing more ex-ACL pros every season than the season before. More of them every year, right, are coming back to the ACO or coming to the ACO for the first time. And they're having a good time.
Yeah.
They're loving the environment. If, like I said, the thing that I will always say about the ACO is, if, to me, compared to the ACO...
Justin, that's what I'm saying, dude. I know, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I cut you off.
No,
No,
you're
keep
good.
going. Yeah,
No.
that's what I'm saying. It's freaking insane.
Yeah, with no guarantees, Justin's saying. So
If
Justin
you-
fights to become a pro. Like, you pay
If
money
you are
all
not
year long.
top of the top in
Yeah.
elite and pro, if you are not there and you're paying $500 to show up, and then tournament fees, travel fee, dude, why would you do that? Why would you play there? That's my question.
And you
I don't
have to
understand
go
it.
to, what is it, 4 out of 6 of the national tournaments, the signatures?
I don't
I think it's
understand
4
it.
out of 6. I mean, you got to think you're in the hole at a minimum for 4 of those tournaments. Probably what, $5,000, $1,250 a tournament?
It's just for a chance for ESPN, most likely. That may be it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. I don't know how it's going to change.
Yeah,
I
it has
really-
to. There's no way the ACL is sustainable doing that. It has to change.
I mean, they are getting new sponsors all the time. Like, I credit them on how many sponsors they
But
get.
you don't know
I mean,
anything about the contracts with sponsors and
I
stuff
don't.
like that. You have no
I
idea
don't.
about that stuff.
No.
It could all be a fluke. It could all, you know what I mean? Like, you have no idea. And nobody does. It could be the reason why they're able to do it. We don't know. Okay. We're going to be done with this topic. I like this
Yeah,
topic
if anybody
a lot.
has any questions, like, put them in here. I just did want to say that, like, we, especially me personally, like, it seems like Amish thinks I'm target. Like, it has nothing to do with who's doing what, and I want to make that super clear. If Bill was the ACL pro playing in the ACO tournaments and kind of like masquerading things, like, I would have the same conversation and same thoughts towards it. Like, I think it's wrong, and those are Dylan's morals, right? There's nothing to do with CBC or anything like that, but I don't dislike the person. I just don't like when you're hiding something, right? That action, to me, it is nefarious, and that's just how I feel personally. And sometimes, like I say, I mean, me and Bill have this conversation all the time on, like, what we should talk about, what we shouldn't talk about, what we should voice and shouldn't voice. And I think sometimes I'm a little too happy to voice. I do agree with that. It's something in me that thinks that I should stand up and say things that other people aren't willing to say. And maybe as somebody who owns a business, I shouldn't do that. Like, I agree with that.
Sometimes you shouldn't. Sometimes
Right.
you-
Yeah.
And I try to reel you in, and then you get all wild and talk about all these weird things. And still, if you just think through it logically and a little bit slower, some things you shouldn't say. Not a big deal, though. This is fine. We're talking about it. We're getting it out there. You were called a keyboard warrior for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Like you wouldn't say this.
I would say it in person.
Wait. Have you ever been... Everybody knows that Amish called you a keyboard warrior. Have you ever asked Amish this in person?
No, I haven't seen him since it's
Okay,
happened.
you haven't seen him since... But if, let's say,
He'll
you
be
didn't
in
put it
Brandon.
up, would you walk up to him
Yes.
and say, hey, how did you let that happen?
Right,
Or
I would.
how did that... That means you're not a keyboard
I want
warrior,
to have the
number one.
conversation. I
That's
do.
just crazy.
And I've had the conversation with him, like, over text on Facebook, which I don't think really counts as anything, but, like, in a DM, right, where it's just him and I. Like, I'm not out here saying things for clout, okay? Like, I'm not ever in somebody's comment to be like, oh, look, Dylan's having fun. Like, it's not for me. Like, I'm questioning things that are happening because I don't I don't think they're right, and I think other people have the same questions as me. It's just I'm the one that asks the questions. You know, I want to have the conversation. I invited Amish onto the podcast.
You have to clarify something because you said you don't think they're right. Now, on your principles, you think that they are right because you're okay with Amish playing in the ACL.
Yes.
You don't think they're right because there is a contract restricting 255 other players from doing the exact same thing.
Right.
That you have to clarify that.
Correct.
Because that is that is a very important
also
distinction.
the thing that I don't think is right is that there's intentional masquerading going on with playing in these ACO tournaments. Like, that's something else I don't agree with. Right? Like, that you're not taking podium pictures, although everybody else is, right? That people are blacking out your name and standing results, right? That those things
So podium pictures, standing results, as far as I know, there is no rule book.
No, I'm
right?
not saying that.
There is nothing, but it is common practice that people do those things. And I think that's where you're coming from with that. That why is this common practice, man? Well, why would you have to redact a picture? You know, like that. It is weird.
Yeah.
So
I don't. We haven't seen anything about repercussions about any of this, and I don't hope anybody gets fined or kicked out of anywhere. Like, I don't want to see results like that. Like, I'm happy that there's somebody standing up against this contract. I almost wish it was more outward. It's kind of what my stance is.
But how you frame it at the beginning kind of sounds like you think that this person's doing something wrong, and you don't. You think it's absolutely right to do that. You think the ACL, by restricting something, and if one person does it, well, everybody should be able to do it. That's the wrong thing.
Yes. Well, I do think there are some pieces that are wrong, like on the individual basis of like I said, if you signed the contract, I morally believe you should do what's in the contract. Right. But the vigilante side of me, right? I'm rooting for the vigilante to go against the contract, right? Yeah. Like, so that's where
why it's a controversial topic. Because it is controversial.
Like I said, it doesn't matter who it is.
And this would be called a moral hazard for you.
I've never heard of it. Oh, that makes sense.
A moral hazard being, you signed a contract, but your principle says that you should be able to do these things. Mm-hmm. So what do? That's a moral hazard. Your principles, it's kind of a contradiction in how you think. You know what I mean?
In a way. It's like some pieces, like, I'm like, I'm rooting for this. And on the other side, I'm like, well, yeah, but it's not morally the right thing to do.
It's a moral hazard is what it is.
Moral hazard. I've got a few.
Yeah. So do big banks and stuff like that. We'll talk about that some other time, though.
Another day. All right. Anything in the comments? So Silas came in here and said sponsors pay, and I'm guessing that's for people to go play.
Probably, yeah. Or no, probably the ACO on ESPN and things like that to be.
And I pay good.
I agree. Sponsors do pay, but I mean, I got to go look at the views and stuff like that on all of their social media platforms and things like that, because I know they do pay, and they pay a lot of money. I don't know how much of it goes to the ACL, like Ed said, how much goes to ESPN for something like that. Yes, they do pay, although when you're at the beginning of something, you take what you can get, and that's what it is. So, I don't know.
Okay, so Justin Duke said one thing I know for a fact that's better on the ACL side is it's easier to get sponsors if I say I'm a pro in the ACL compared to being a pro in the ACL.
That's a great point.
100%.
It is a great point because you do have potential
to be on ESPN. Right.
And ESPN is huge for the ACL.
I mean really it's more viewership in general. Yeah. Even their YouTube views, Facebook views, all that stuff is 10x or 5x what you're getting in the ACL.
And I love it. I love that they're on there, and I wish they would play more cornhole on there because I like watching it too.
Hoppy says, so ACL pros theoretically shouldn't play in the monster cornhole blind draws since it's through the ACO.
Right, we talked about that a minute ago.
Monster cornhole, I mean I don't know how it's different than the ACO blind draw.
So the big thing is, in my opinion, Hoppy, the difference between this is that if you sign up for a blind draw, you may or may not know that you're going into a monster cornhole blind draw.
Right.
Unknowingly, unwittingly, whatever, you just show up and you play, and that person decides to submit that specific blind draw. You shouldn't be. That shouldn't be held against you whatsoever in the ACL, ACO, anything like that.
Also, monster blind draws are not, they don't have to follow any ACO bag guidelines or rule guidelines. It's just a cornhole blind draw.
Right.
You don't have to throw ACO bags. You do not have to play by ACO rules to be like, so as much as it's ran by the same people of the ACO, it is almost, I mean, what is it? Another business bill? Another organization? Like, I mean,
it is, yeah. They set it up as it's most likely a different LLC, and they use their ACO platform to be able to promote it a little bit more. And it's a cool thing. It just rates different clubs and things like that in blind draw. Like, it is a very cool thing. They give prizes at the end of the year. But yeah, I mean, I like it. Curtis does it every Friday.
I can't wait to see like who wins stuff and what it is and everything like that. Silas says, Silas Hess, if you guys don't know, folks, Underworld Cornhole. Underworld. We like Underworld.
Yeah, we like Silas. He's a good guy.
Great people, good
very
bags.
helpful in the bag making world. Silas is one of the
he's
top.
an OG.
Yeah, exactly.
He's legit. He
good
says
guy.
reception is dying out, but we paid elite and some of the non-paid pro player fees. Like Silas is doing literally everything they possibly can to help their pros out. Like Justin Duke is in here saying we got to pay for our jerseys, we got to pay for our memberships. So I was like, I'm trying my best to help my guys out. And we're in the same boat with that. Like I said, we don't really worry about a $500 membership. The players aren't worried about the $50 membership in the beginning of the season. So we're more helping out with things like entry fees or travel expenses or stuff like that is kind of where we help out. You know, being a sponsor is very hard in Cornhole. You don't know where it's going. You don't know what's going to happen.
No, we're not victims. We're okay.
We are not victims. We're blessed, is what we are. We really are. All right. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I like the topic. I think we can refine it a little bit differently next time and talk about maybe just specifically bag sponsors, something like that. Because interesting points that this kind of jogged me up for was like, you know, Silas says something like that. How many of the top 256 are actually sponsored in the ACL? You know what I mean? Or what do people go after in the ACL for something like that? Because there is no way that 256 people are sponsored by bag companies in the ACL.
It might be. I don't know.
There's no way. There's no way.
I have no idea. But then you're not even thinking about the elite players, right? The elite players too.
So just to be like, let's say I'm number 156. 156, you know, I'm top 156 in the world is what I would say at that time. Who's going to sponsor me?
Right. It's like, what does that mean?
You ain't getting that $500 fee paid.
Right, most likely.
I
mean, unless you're like an influencer, right? Then you have to sell yourself. You have to. I mean, that's what's tough about being sponsored as a player.
That is.
You either got to be really good or really influential. Like those are your options.
I'll tell you what. If I could sponsor one person in the ACL, Adrian Johnson, you're in, dude. You are in it.
Adrian Johnson, he's got the biggest, one of the biggest followings, man. Yeah. I really like him.
If they open it up to ACO next year, Adrian. Give me
if I was to sponsor one player in the ACL, you know who I'd pick?
Who?
Cash Chamness.
Cash, too. Cash. If you ever play ACO, give us a call.
Yeah, give us a call, man. But that's what it has to be, though. Like, I mean, for Justin Duke said,
Justin, my bad. Justin, man, if you ever play ACO again, give me a call, man.
I think Justin could be.
I like Justin a lot, dude.
You never know. I miss seeing Justin around. I played Justin in ACL and ACO in my life. Justin, remember when me and Tori beat you in Cannon Hatcher? Doubles ACL regional, circa 2022, maybe 2023.
Okay. Let's get. I think we're done. Yeah.
I'm done. I don't even think we don't really have much to talk about. Like I said, the ACO world schedule hasn't come out yet.
The only thing we know about ACO world schedule is it's the same as last year. Next,
that's what we've been told.
Where's Bill been? I'm freaking right here. I'm always right here, about to go smoke Dylan on the sidewalk. If you want,
tell the players where you been.
I've been eating hot wings down the street.
What do you do over there?
Eat hot wings.
We play cornhole down there, folks, on Wednesdays.
We do play cornhole. I lost. I got third place last week. This week I got fourth place.
If you're local, come by.
Show up. You ain't gonna beat me if you're local.
It's the real deal Holyfield.
It is fun.
It's something.
It is fun. He says he still won singles.
Yeah, Justin did win singles. Yeah,
Kaz Barkley, what up, big dog? I would like to see all leagues be able to compete against each other. that would be the spectator portion, and I think in the first few years it would be online, it would be through YouTube, through Facebook, things like that, through Wally's stream, our stream, and stuff like that. If we all went to Field of Dreams or any place, it doesn't matter, whatever place had it, to where it could be ACO versus ACL
versus TCL
versus whatever it is. Show up. If you got a league, get your top 5 from every division in that league, and we're going to have one weekend of tournaments in this place. ACO may win co-ed doubles juniors. ACO may win co-ed doubles.
What do you think stops that
would
from
be
happening?
insane. People trying to grab bigger pieces of a pie and not knowing that a pie that you get is not a fixed pie. The pie can grow, right? The pie can grow for everybody, and everybody's thinking that this thing is fixed. So I got to grab my 5 slices to your 3. You know what I mean? They got to say, I got to do this, and you can only do that, rather than saying, hey, why not put a little bit more freaking dough in there and grow that pie a little bit, and then bam, we have crazy stuff happening for Cornhole at that moment. That's what I think it is. That's an analogy anyway.
Well, I like it. Good conversation, folks. We appreciate you guys. And if you got, like I said, this topic kind of started as like people thought it was going to be like us versus an individual. That's nowhere close to what we wanted to talk about at all. Nowhere close to what we wanted to talk about ever.
Nope.
We want to talk about whatever can grow the game, right? And then mitigating what's happening negatively in the game. Like that's the things we want to discuss. Like that's the things we talk about all the time.
All the time, yeah.
All the time. And people, like, we talk to Ed about things like this. We talked, Derek's always talking about it. We're talking to Zach here about it. We're talking to Bryce about it. Whatever. We're having these kind of conversations.
I haven't talked to Zach about this.
Never to put, yeah, give him a call. Never to put anybody down, right? I just want to make that super clear. That we're never trying to put anybody down. There's never a personal attack, right? There's no personal agenda.
No, nothing's personal at all.
Right.
Not at all.
Not in the slightest.
I'm wearing this shirt. Oh, right here. I'm wearing this shirt in appreciation of Amish. He is a phenomenal cornhole player. Yeah. Phenomenal. If I was in his area and he was ACL sponsored contract, I would be like, why the hell is this dude playing ACL? That's how pissed out, because he'd beat me every time. Yeah. That's what I would say if he was playing over there. I like Amish a lot. He's a great freaking player. Great
Absolutely.
player.
Thank you, folks, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Good talk. I do have to go beat Bill on the sidewalk, I guess, here in a second. Bill was talking about live streaming. He doesn't want to do that.
I'll put it on his head.
If you guys want us to live stream it, we'll live stream it. I'm ready to play.
Get the bets in right now, folks. We'll see you later. Faith, family, 4 baggers. This is CBC.
Out.
Oh, shit. I had to do that.